So your fantasy basketball draft is in a couple of days. You're on the internet trying to find yourself some content so you can win your fantasy basketball league. But when you go to the internet, you can't find anything about 10 team points leagues. In this episode, we will be conducting a 10 team mock draft, drafting from the second position for ESPN using FantasyPros. We believe every NBA fan that plays fantasy football should also play fantasy basketball. So I'm trying to do this series to kind of bang these out quick because the community really wants more 10 team league content, right? It's not a lot of it out there, so we want to serve. This Fantasy Pros mock simulator will help to make our life easy. Like, it'll help me to do it fast, and also because the computer is using expert rankings here, we have a bunch of experts that they use their rankings to kind of draft against. It helps us to give us a reasonably accurate draft experience. So let's go ahead and start. We're going to jump right on in. We have the second pick. We're using ESPN settings. And for this exercise, I'm actually going to trust in the suggestions of every pick that Fantasy Pros gives us. So they're going to give us suggested players, people we should draft, and we're going to just trust them. So the first person they suggest is Luka Doncic. We'll go ahead and let the first two rounds kind of shake out, and then I'm going to do a quick recap. Let's pull up the draft board here. We had Jokic at 1, Doncic, Giannis, Tatum, SGA, Embiid, Halliburton at the 1-7, Damian Lillard at the 1-8, Steph Curry at the 1-9, and then Anthony Edwards at the 1-10. On the turn, we had Devin Booker lead us off in the first round at the top of the second round. Then we have Domantas Sabonis, Durant, Young, Davis, Mitchell, James, LaMelo Ball, and then I am up again. So I'm going to go back to the suggestions and see who they're recommending. Excuse me, I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. They're recommending Pascal Siakam. I'm going to trust in them, and I'm going to draft Pascal Siakam. Then I have another quick pick. They're recommending that I take DeJounte Murray. I'm going to go ahead and just take DeJounte Murray. We'll do a recap of the next two rounds and check out what we got. So after I drafted Pascal Siakam, Kyrie Irving was off the board. Then Fred VanVleet goes at the 3-1. DeJounte Murray was my next pick. Markkanen, Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns at the 3-5. Man, he is dropping. Jaylen Brown at the 3-6. Desmond Bane, Zion, Fox at the 3-9. Poole at the 3-10. Mikal Bridges at the 4-1. Jimmy Butler, Adebayo, 2 Heat teammates. Vucevic, Morant. That's a little early for me for Morant at 4-5. Then we have at the 4-6, Paul George, Wemby at 4-7. 4-8, we have DeMar DeRozan, and then I am back up. So they're suggesting that I take Julius Randle. I'm going to trust in the suggested players, and then they're recommending that I take James Harden. And I think even, in the 5th round, I think that's tons of value for him if he plays. I think that's the biggest thing. We don't know what's going to happen. There was a report that came out recently that said he doesn't believe that his relationship with Daryl Morey can be salvaged. Let's go back to the recap. After Victor Wembanyama was DeRozan, I grabbed Randall. Cunningham went next, then Mobley, 2 of my favorite players. I ended up with Harden. Yuck. Paolo, Triple J, Şengün goes next at the 5-5, Chet at the 5-6, Claxton, Kawhi, Porzingis, DeAndre Ayton at the 5-10. Walker Kessler goes at the 6-1. Miles Turner, Zach LaVine, Jared Allen, Darius Garland at the 6-5, Rudy Gobert at the 6-6, Jakob Poeltl, Clint Capella, and I am back up again. So we're going to head over here to who they want me to draft. That is not sexy, man. I don't think I would take him here. I don't think I would take him here. Not at all. Not at all. But I'm going to take him. I'm going to trust in the process. I'm grabbing Jonas Valanciunas. 62% of the experts said I should have grabbed him there. And then 62% of the experts agree I should draft Brandon Ingram. So we'll go ahead and get to the recap, it looks like Bradley Beal and OG Anunoby are on the board still, which is really exciting to me. It's kind of crazy that Valanciunas went off the board before those guys. I don't understand that. That seems a little off to me, but we'll keep pushing through. After I drafted Valanciunas, we had Nurkic off the board. Duran, I grabbed Ingram. Jamal Murray went off the board. Then we had Josh Giddey, Wendell Carter Jr., Kuzma at the 7-6, Scotty Barnes, Maxey, Dinwiddie, Brook Lopez. Then at the 8-1, we had Portis Jr. 8-2, we had Draymond Green, Jabari Smith, Onyeka Okongwu at the 8-4. I love Onyeka Okongwu this year. If they move Clint Capella out of town, boy, it's going to be a field day for him. Mark Williams at the 8-5, Robert Williams at the 8-6. Do we have another Williams? No. Drew Holiday at the 8-7, Dan Gafford at the 8-8. This is insane to me. I don't know about this, man. Like, what? Bradley Beal? Like, you drafting Dan Gafford before Bradley Beal? Get out of here. I'm taking Bradley Beal. 100% of the experts agree. I would probably go for OG Anunoby here, but they telling me to take CJ, so I'm going to just take CJ. I'm gonna trust in the process and see what happens here. This is the worst best team. I'm drafting the worst best team ever. Let's get back to the recap. After Brandon Ingram, we had Jalen Duren, Zach Collins. I grabbed Bradley Beal. Oh, no. I'm sorry about that. After Bradley Beal went Zach Collins, then Devin Vassell. I grabbed CJ, Looney, Reeves, Middleton, Zubac, Adams, Mitchell, Wagner, Wood, Reed at the 10-1, Bol, Grant, Rozier, Anunoby at the 10-5. That's wild. That's wild, man. 10-6, John Collins, Jalen Williams, Andrew Wiggins, and then I'm back up there suggesting that I take Jalen Green. I'm going to take Jalen Green. And then on the second pick, they're recommending that I take Russell Westbrook. So I'm going to take Russell Westbrook. And then we're going to get to that recap really quick. So after Jalen Green, I went Paul Reed at the 10-10, then Tyler Hero at the 11-1. I grabbed Westbrook, then Scoot Henderson, Trey Jones, Marcus Smart, Tyus Jones, Anthony Simons, Klay Thompson at the 11-8. D'Angelo Russell, Chris Paul, Buddy Hield, Jordan Clarkson, Jaden Ivey, Bruce Brown, RJ Barrett, Ben Simmons at the 12-6. I love it. Keegan Murray, Kevin Huerter. My last two picks. Let's see what they say here. Let's see who they suggest. Keldon Johnson, and it looks like they're also going to recommend Michael Porter Jr., so I'll take Keldon Johnson there. And on the turn, I'm grabbing Tobias Harris, and that rounds out the draft. They gave me an A, a 96 out of 100. I'm going to quickly do my ranking on it to let you know how I feel. And actually, before I do that, let me quickly round out the recap. So after Keldon Johnson, after I drafted Keldon Johnson, we had Markelle Fultz, Michael Porter Jr., I grabbed Tobias Harris, Derek White, Cameron Johnson, Dylan Brooks, Benedict Mathurin, Brandon Miller, Gary Trent Jr., Aaron Gordon, and P.J. Washington. So let's go ahead and go through the rankings. I'm going to be honest, as always. Luka Doncic, yes. DeJounte Murray, yes. James Harden, maybe, if he plays. Brandon Ingram, maybe, if he stays healthy. Pascal Siakam, maybe he lives up to his draft value. I don't know if he's going to live up to being a second round guy. We have to see. Julius Randle, yes. Jonas Valanciunas, maybe. Bradley Beal, yes. CJ McCollum, heck to the no. I am out on CJ McCollum. Too old, man. Jalen Green, yes. Russell Westbrook, maybe. Keldon Johnson, maybe. Tobias Harris, heck to the no. I am not really into this team. This team, besides Luka and even DeJounte and Julius Randle, these are really not guys I would be checking for. Maybe Bradley Beal. So I'm going to give this actually a 2 out of 5 GOAT rating. Now that you saw how to draft from the second position for your 10-team points league, play the waivers, set your lineups, and check out the next episode, you freaking fantasy nerd.